All right. Well, this is welcome to the Beach Brawl, uh, brought to you by Urcaen and Musing Panda. For those of us that are there, I see Tyrants is here. I'm not sure who else has joined in the chat yet, but Tyrants looks to be the first. Um, we're still getting set up to broadcast the games. I could show you what we see right now, but it's just the back end of a store, so they're trying to get the camera table set up. But in the meantime, we've been kind of talking in the backstage about I don't know, what faction would we be talking about with three Shadow Flame Shard experts in the room with us. So I guess it's Shadow Flame Shard, talking about how powerful Lilith is in the meta and um, what we can do to deal with her. So I guess the better question, if instead of me asking, is kind of like, you all three are Lilith players to a certain extent, right? Like, what do you not want to see? Like when you're obviously Lilith is going to be one of your lists. So at what point do you decide you want to opt out of Lilith?
So my personal stance is Lilith can play into almost anything in the game right now. She has several uncomfortable matchups, but they are too varied for one off list to cover all of them. So in my opinion, you're building an off list to cover two-ish of these matchups that are uncomfortable and learning to play the others. Right now, the two that I'm taking my off list for are Agathon and Boomhowler.
Okay.
Those are a little bit uncomfortable games for me. So if I usually my off list is I'm only playing it right now with Lilith 10% of the time, 8% of the time, somewhere in there, and have a very, very specific off list targeted at very specific matchups.
So if we go back in the Wayback Machine to earlier this year, it looked to me, Jake, that you were not particularly comfortable playing into Kishtar with Lilith. Was that, first of all, is that statement accurate? And second of all, do you feel different about it if it is? If you're even in here with us. Maybe he doesn't know that he's on stage with us.
He may not.
I can feel this a little bit. I've talked with Jake about this decent bit.
Okay.
It's not that the matchup's more comfortable now. It's just there's not something that's better for it in Shadowflame, specifically for Kishtar. It's a hard matchup, but it's also hard for Kishtar to stay alive during the matchup. And I don't love that being the answer to the game, but the answer to the game is at some point Kishtar has to be slightly too aggressive, and you take that opportunity to try to kill her.
Gotcha. And then if that opportunity fails, then you're similarly in a bad spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, I'm going to add this to the stage because it looks like we've got something going on now. Whoops, that is not what I wanted to add to the stage. There we go.
I see a lot of wings.
That looks like Ike's army.
I believe so.
And let me switch this to the bottom side. Aha, yes, the bottom side I think is going to be better because we can see the edge of the table on the bottom, and we can see the clock, although very far away, on the other side. So I think that's very good.
And I think I see Grimkin on the other end of the field.
It's going to be Ike.
And do we know the scenario going into this? I guess I could have pulled up Longshanks for this. That would have been smart. Longshanks.
I don't see... My Longshanks has not yet updated. There we go.
Okay, pairings are now up.
Oh, I guess this was all just a hoax because the pairings just went up. So we don't actually know who's on this table yet. Just people putting things down for convenience. That's what it seems like.
Round one is fault line. Fault line.
There we go, fault line. There we go. Oh, at least the audio is good from the event, so we don't have to play this guessing game.
Alright, well, Mike, I need a proxy. I'm joking. So we can't walk over. We can't walk over.
This.
Okay, this will be a good game. Looks like this is Ike and Ryan Cherboga.
Oh, okay.
This is also one, yeah.
I didn't realize Ryan was going to be at the event.
Oh, no, you're good. Should be good with both cameras. Would have been good, Ike. I know. Microphone for you. Flip on to yourself. I got magnets if you need magnets. Oh. If you guys need help with anything, press it so it's back to the. If you guys need help with anything, let me know. I'm here to assist. I'll be right over here. Enjoy, play normal games.
Let's do this. And they said fault line.
Thank you.
I should have closed all these windows before I got started.
You take the Wyvern one first. Do you have two hydroxes?
Okay.
Yes. Two juices. That's the new one. One less heavy. Same number of heavies, just not Wyvern down the scale.
All right.
Oh, never mind.
I was gonna just do this real quick.
Then Atlas, Wyvern,
Share screen.
or Hydrox.
So, if you don't have this app, I got this from one of the WTC players, Chris Gunther. But it allows you to kind of see the board and set up your objectives, etc. Pretty easily without having to close your Warmachine app. And it also lists the how you score. But this is just brought it up to make it clear what the scenario for fault line. So just remove it and put this game back on.
As an avid user of that website / app, it is super handy.
It
Yes.
is very good, yeah. And especially when you're trying to determine like whether you want to go first or second, opening it up and kind of getting kind of a visual representation for yourself of where the flags, etc., are going to land depending on what side of the board you're on. Especially if you're going to choose to be second player, where the flags are going to line up for certain scenarios or potentially line up, and also which table edge, etc. So it's a very good tool to have. But fault line is very symmetrical. However, despite it being very symmetrical, there's a lot of points available to be scored. Right, we got obviously one for each objective and each flag, but also bonus points for scoring multiples of your own, right? And that can really allow the scoring to just skyrocket. So for people that VP are out there to VP snipe as much as possible, this is an excellent scenario to rack up VPs if you're able to delay the game. Looks like they are chosen lists. Now, yeah, you choose lists, then you roll the dice, right? I kind of wish, personally, that you roll the dice and then you can choose lists, because it kind of allows an extra dimension for list creation, right? Like you could have lists designed whether you're going second or first as an extra dimension instead of just kind of covering matchups, right? Just a different way of thinking about things. Let me apply to
This is not my entire personality. It's not ideal, but at least it's not hellish.
Because
I'm more of a person.
when you're going second, at least for me, a lot of times I'm thinking more heavily into the scenario game. Is the second player has the first opportunity to score, kind of, or really make the first hard push for scenario. So if you're designing a list around going second, maybe you could make it either faster or beefier to kind of weather the storm of the retaliatory, the punishment for scooping up points, right?
Yeah. It'd be interesting. Um, oh, interesting. Ike won the role and chose to go second on this.
As I recall, Ryan was saying on our last show that a lot of people were opting to go second. However, he also said that the statistical advantage is still 1% in going first.
Yeah, I normally prefer going first with Shadowflame in this scenario specifically, but we'll see how it goes.
Maybe there was a particular table edge that he thought was better because it looks like they're switching sides.
Yeah.
It's nice to come back home though and just have
and depending on where the flags might end up, or I guess these are 40s, aren't they?
Yeah, no flags on this one.
240s,
Yeah, no flags on
nothing
this one.
moves. So right, yeah. So but maybe being able to be behind that linear obstacle on the side there will allow him to hold down
so the
that
matchup
flag
looks to be Styrafel Lilith.
Kruger, because I figure he's probably a reasonable solution to deal with Angel. Makes sense. I mean, like if I'm going to leave a 6-point unit.
And you're pretty much saying that there's very few reasons not to just play Lilith every drop. Now,
I have not found one in Dusk that forces me off Lilith thus far.
Now there's some local players in my area that are playing. Let me bring up. I'm terrible at. I'm barely able to remember my own casters. Never mind others. Give me 1 second since I got all this up here. Mixing. No. Who has the battle formation? Yeah. Okay. So Rask. Yeah, Rask. Now there's some local players that like Rask as a pair with Lilith, because it offers a very different. Right, they're running Rask with the Knights.
Yep.
That's a very different play style.
I think Rask is quite good. I personally have found Kyrax in a similar vein more enjoyable. So if I'm wanting to do the Knights, like double Knights, I generally will gravitate towards Kyrax instead. But Rask is quite strong and does offer a very different play style from Lilith. I can see that as a potential pair.
Right. If it wasn't for the fact that Lilith just beats everything.
Yeah. She's just very well-rounded, so it makes it tough not to take her.
I'm very interested to see. Now, I've only played against Dusk, I think, one time, and it was also into double colossal. I'm very interested to see how Ryan plays it. It's probably JVM. I'll just mute him.
but my
Yeah.
mechanical keys.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I use a mechanical keyboard because I love them, but I try not to do it while we're casting.
Yeah, oddly enough, Rasik's win rate is, depending on where you go, like into what faction, is pretty similar to Lilith's.
Yeah, he is very good in specific matchups.
Yeah.
And if you can facilitate those matchups, he'll perform very well.
Yeah.
Also, technically, our longest threat range.
Armor
By an inch.
20, yeah, armor 25 to melee knights is something a lot of armies can struggle with.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very difficult. Armor 25 gets to be a spot where, yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you think about it, like when you're thinking like a very heavily armored heavy is typically armor 22 or 23, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
When you're getting 25, right, and you're dealing with as many boxes as a heavy, right, because they're 30 boxes, even, you know what I mean, like the knights across them. Now they don't have the offensive output, right, as a heavy would, right? They get, well, kind of they do in a way, because if you get 3 charge attacks, right, then
Yeah, then it's
That's-
3 boosted PAL 16s.
Yeah,
Because
3
you probably took some damage at some point there.
yeah. But I mean, it's not nothing, but it's not like, you know, it's not, you know, a bunch of 19s or 20s
Yeah.
that a heavy would do, and especially if you've got a 4 Fury beast, or, you know, a beast with multiple initials, all that damage adds up, right? So, but the durability is way higher than a heavy, so. And I think you can stack it. I mean, if you really wanted to go overboard, right, you could stack it to 27. Is that right? Because the 2 solos, they're different debuffs, right?
Yes, you could theoretically stack it with Riven and Zacchaeus to
Zacchaeus, yeah.
27, but I feel like that is getting into hypothetical land that
Yeah,
doesn't
it
ever
is.
actually apply.
Right.
The way I do it is these are my damage dice. These are my hit dice. 3 of them in case I boost. Okay. This is my phantom.
But it does allow you to make 2 stacks of 25, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Which is a lot
more reasonable for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to assume that that at least you two are favoring Lilith here, and
So normally I favor Lilith in this matchup. Sirefell's feat on fault line specifically is very powerful.
Mhm.
And it's very hard to get actual shooting damage out into Dusk outside of the sprays.
right.
So I think this is going to be a close game. I do think the crit stagger with the Puppet Master just going to put a lot of pressure on the Phantasms. Just turning
Right.
off a 30-point module every turn is really impactful.
Right.
But it's going to be, I do anticipate this being a relatively close game. It's Kruger's annoying, and actually killing the Phantasms through Sirefell feat is challenging sometimes.
Yeah, I really like Sirefell's feat. I mean, what is it? You can't if you advance, you can't advance basically, or if you advance closer, you get pushed back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of it comes down to, do I have an obstacle to back me after I run models or whatnot? But yeah,
running models to backstop, stuff like that. Which I think the loss of the Wyvern here, it looks like from the standard Lilith list, Ike has chosen to drop the Wyvern and 1 unit Quick Fang Stalkers to pick up Scylla, a 2nd unit of Knights, and a Spinner. And so that's going to be impactful here, because normally my game plan into double Colossal Sirefell is to backstop with a model that's moving laterally, so it's not going to get pushed back. and then charge over it with the Wyvern using that model as the backstop, and then kill the Colossal with Enrage and Silence Death. But not have the only flying heavy he has here is Atlas, and Atlas won't do it. Just doesn't have the output. So this is an interesting paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a very good technology that I don't have access to. Being able to fly over your own model to prevent the feet from actually doing the job.
In other Mark IV armies, normally I would perform this with Precision Strike.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Precision Strike would work, but I don't typically bring my one Precision Strike model because their only really relevant ability is Precision Strike, which makes it rough. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for 3 points, I'd almost rather just have another flare solo.
It's really hard to argue with heavy machine guns for 3 points. So
I know.
Yeah. Efficiency.
That is different from the last time. Yeah, you had all the guns last time. Yeah. Okay, so just the 2 shots. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I think if she gave last word to model unit instead of model, that would be a lot better for her. And I don't remember what her other thing is.
It's set defense. I forget what the ability is called, but it grants set defense.
I know because
Oh no, hers is sneak.
Hers is sneak, which is prowl, right?
Yeah.
But most of my things have that already, or a lot of my things have that already. So, I mean, some don't. So I guess it's not useless. But I think it's also I have to check to make sure it's not model. It might also be model.
I don't. Okay. No. Walk 6 in, so you can shoot 10. Oh yeah. Lilith doesn't like being knocked down. That's for sure. I was letting you know.
No, it's model unit.
Is it model unit? Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, model unit. Yep. Precision Strike. Good. Desperate Mission. Desperate Mission. I'll tell you, there's so much potential for that if it didn't say model. Back from warrior model.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing with the Storm Veins. Why does Lightning Wreath grant Electro Leap to a model instead of a unit? Thank you.
I am glad, as a low armor player, that
Agreed.
Yeah, but let's be fair. Like, Storm Veins are mainly taken in Storm Legion, if they're taken at all, right? Like, you know what I mean? In Storm Legion, I know they did well at Adepticon. They had a good showing, but like in general, I think their win rates are not doing so hot.
I think Storm Veins in Gravediggers is also pretty reasonable if your caster is on the squishier side. Like Kane, like the warping winds for him is really powerful.
Right.
That's also very handy for Kane dropping into Lilith.
It is.
So you threaten the same thing.
Like, yeah.
But the problem is, like, that you have to very carefully plan that so you end up within their 3-inch range of the warping winds, and then also hope that there's not other technology that gets that guy removed from the table.
Yeah, the big thing is making sure she can't feat to push them out of 3 for Kane.
Right.
Or just spray and take out them behind him.
Yeah.
Now, it looks to me like Ryan is positioned very centrally. Actually, almost not even centrally, more to the near side of the near to the camera side of the table here. So I'm kind of curious to. I guess maybe he's got some ambush. So maybe he's planning. He did talk about how valuable ambush he thinks is. So maybe he's just going to ambush control the other side of the table.
Let me pull up his list real quick. So he doesn't have any ambush in this list. I just assume the Guardians on the top side are going to be using to contest the 40s for like a turn and just try to push really, really hard on the bottom side.
I can see one. I think if I was won the dice roll, I might choose to go second to have the side that Ryan is on because it looks like the terrain slightly favors it.
So that was the interesting thing. Ike won the roll and chose the other side.
Really?
Although this obstruction in the center could be awkward for the phantasms.
Mhm.
It's gonna funnel them through the forest basically, which looks
Right.
to be a storm forest as well. So they're gonna be taking a speed penalty through that.
It is a storm forest. What kind of penalty did you say they would take for it?
It's minus 2
It's
speed.
rough terrain for flying.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I saw the lightning, but I didn't connect it with clouds. If that makes sense. Oh, looks like we lost Jake. It looks like they're measuring to see whether or not the phantasms or the 80 mils can fit through there.
Okay.
Let me turn off my background noise so that it doesn't come through. I'm sure it's not, but it just I can hear it, so it makes me concerned that other people can hear it.
I understand the paranoia.
I think he's being overly cautious of the sniper teams here. There's no commander in the dusk list, so he doesn't have a stealth answer for the sniper teams. But we will see how the shades end up getting to do next turn.
I mean, I feel like my answer for stealth is just be within 5 inches most of the time.
From a gravedigger point of view, yes. Actually, for a lot of factions, yeah, that is the answer.
Yeah, I mean, since I like to use commandos and their grenade range is only 6 inches anyways, it's really not that much different.
For sure.
He runs to here. Lilith is going to go. She's going to put Silence to Death onto each tab, and then she's going to run.
Okay. So he was measuring their either their gun or their charge ranges. So he's just trying to position himself outside of that as safely as possible. Okay.
Yeah.
It's on either side of one of those bases. So I thought to me that they were trying to measure if they could fit, especially with those objectives and terrain markers. But it does not look to be the case. Just gun ranges. Now, this might be a failing of mine, but I typically try not to respect gun ranges too much because I feel like if you do, then you kind of get to be a little bit too far away from scenario.
I think with Shadow Flame's melee threat ranges, it's perfectly reasonable to respect them. All the heavies here threaten 13, the Cav threaten 14. That gets you through all the scenario elements, so we can't come up to a scenario this turn.
No, I was just talking about the gun ranges, not the melee
Yeah.
ranges. Yeah.
I mean,
melee ranges I always respect because those do a lot of damage.
yeah.
Guns.
I was just saying the Shadow Flame, from the Shadow Flame perspective, he can stay outside of gun ranges and threaten enough of the board to stay maintain relevant on scenario this turn. Next turn, that won't be the case.
Right. Yeah. From Rashal, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Any predictions on how this scenario will play out? I think this was already answered, but since Rashal just joined, maybe we could just revisit it quickly.
Yeah.
I think Peyton thinks this favors Lilith. I think our Shadow Flame players think this favors Lilith, but there's not a great answer to the feat.
Yeah, the way the table's laid out, not a whole lot of opportunity to backstop.
And then as far as like actual scenario play, how it's going to pan out, I suspect the Guardians on the top are going to be a sacrificial unit to contest the 40s on the top. Same as these Knights here. These Knights will be slow dripped in to contest these 40s. And then the two Phantasms are going to bully this, is going to try to bully this bottom half of the board, try to win on scenario on that, and just seed the top eventually.
I don't. 16, 16 squared. Yep, they're all 13. 13 with 6. Yeah. But yeah, the barrier kind of makes sense. That's why I was just double checking, like, in case I gave it to you. I mean, I probably should play Sapper. Something like that. More generous.
This looks very similar to the way I play out my first couple turns. I think typically this is what eats a lot of my time in the first couple rounds is just measuring out threat ranges and staying out and determining which ones I want to be inside of and which ones I don't want to be inside of, right? Like you're not going to be able to be expected, especially on turn 2, to not have some retaliatory, but I do feel like a lot of times, at least if you're second player, you do get to kind of strike first blood with guns, and just see what you can kind of take. But usually it's not too much until the lines get a little closer.
Gotta find hobbies to do well and not doing hobbies.
I had an interesting question, or I had a question. I leave it to you all to decide whether it's interesting or not. Do you think that the Kith Guard, their ability to create forests is kind of like them finding a way to deal with eyeless sight, since you can't see through forests, but you can see through clouds. They've gone the method of just going to the next level of blocking line of sight, or do you think it's just
It does feel a little reminiscent of Mark III Crucible Guard release when Silvestro got a rule that wasn't called stealth but had the exact same wording as stealth. So I could see that take where it was where it's a way to prevent getting shot. It is one of their. They don't have a ton of shooting answers in faction. They have decel on Stormcraw. They have the cloud. They have the forest wall, and then they have at all costs on their 3-point solo. I'm forgetting his name.
They also
Um,
have a unit that has carapace that you can make shield guards.
Yes, yes. You can
Pretty
target them
good
at all
answer.
costs, and yeah, you get 3 shield guards that are very durable. I think
For 6
the
points.
yes, but the unit themselves are 9, and the solo that's giving them shield guard is 3. So like it's a 12-point investment for 3 shield guards. I do think the light forest wall is a very interesting answer to the current metagame.
Hmm.
Especially for 6-point lights. Like that's 6 points lights with city controller, super cheap.
Yeah,
Uh,
those lights are real good for 6 points. They're not just like, oh, the cheapest thing you can do is a 6-point light, but it sucks. No, it's a 6-point light that has some very cool tools to it.
yeah, I've been messing around with them a little bit, and I'm really liking where the faction's at the moment.
Well, you say that they don't really have great answers to the shooting meta, but at the same time, like they can kind of deliver their stuff via trapdoors to places on the board.
Yes, they
Um,
can.
More so with particular casters, right, than others.
Yeah, especially with Stormcraw or Craghorn, where you can either get full activations when you ambush or get to move up the trapdoor 3 to 9 inches before actually ambushing. I guess technically you could move the trapdoor 15 inches, but I found that to be an unrealistic expectation.
Yeah, that one's pushing it. I don't know you're making that investment.
But it's very interesting to see the balance between everything can start off the board to if I do that, I'm going to just auto lose in scenario.
Right. That's kind of a balance you got to play right.
Yeah. Okay. So it looks like Ryan is aggressively moving up the Phantasms to be just outside of melee threat ranges, and since the Phantasms out threat, the Shadow Flame threat ranges are here actually with Arcane Proportion. Going to just try to bully him out of the center pieces here.
What I think is really cool about the Phantasm is they're like defense 15 versus shooting, which is quite good.
Yep. Here they're going to be
Especially for something as big as
15.
Colossal. Yep.
Yeah. Their defensive profile here is going to be brutal. 15, 21 to shooting, access to 10 shield guards.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. It says, "Don't shoot. You're not shooting me off the table." My real question about the double Phantasm list is how they stay relevant in scenario long enough to carry the game, I guess.
It definitely is the struggle that it has. That's its biggest struggle for sure.
This guy's gonna run.
Yeah, looks like you're right, and they're doing the hunters and a sniper team to hold that top side.
He's going to. I'll find out in a second. He's going to use his buff and then run. He's got one left. These guys are gonna walk.
I was going to say, I'm kind of interested to see how that battle engine does well, because Ryan says that battle engine is very good for the faction.
The +2 armor blast resist goes a long way, as well as the mid-turn incorporeal. If you aren't actively thinking about it all the time, can cause some real problems. Shadow Flame's only real magic weapon access is Skillless main head and then guidance, and Lilith's gun. So mid-turn incorporeal weapon masters that you aren't considering can be very problematic.
The benefit is that obviously they don't contest, but they still can do a lot of work.
Shadow Flame models are still not overly durable, so they can still do a lot of damage to your living heavies.
Right.
I'm curious how far away that void engine is from the shades.
The Void Engine should be fine. He hasn't moved the Guardians yet, so it's going to have like 5 shield guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's no like Ryan is doing a very good job of protecting himself.
For sure.
And hitting the colossals in the first place is actually kind of awkward here because you're hitting on 9s. If you're dead-eyed, you could do it, but
Oh no, the battle engine, not the colossals.
oh, you're saying like get the
sorry, the
direct
void
shots
engine.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
right.
getting the direct shots on the Void Engine itself.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that 2. We are going to upkeep Silence of Death for free because of Pythia. We're using apparates. Unfortunately, no. Yeah. Alright, so these guys will threat 11, assuming that they can't see through the fog. Walk 8, reach 3, yeah. And you choose these guys, but obviously I can activate this one, cycle the buff, and then go with the other.
Looking to do a Cloud Wall this turn, it looks like, and force either a trample if they want to do work.
Barriers screwing me. So that spot would be outside of 11.
So now we're on top of 2, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now we have to. Now player 1 has to contest, right? Or I guess they don't have to, but
Yeah, it could go down 6-1 here, likely. And then try to come back. But coming back into Sirefell's feet turn seems challenging.
right. I was going to say that sounds like the way you like to do it, right?
Normally,
not into Seraphim necessarily, but generally.
yeah, generally that's how I, especially going first, how I will play is I will run up max distance possible. Opponent have to respect threat ranges. They stay back, and then I'll back off to lightly contest, score what I can, and they have to present a lot of their army, and I'll take what I can and score back. But into Sirefell's feet, that is very challenging to do. Especially with where the barrier is placed. He can't quite fit a full 50 where he wants to, it looks like.
Now, I would expect that, the Ryan is going to try to snatch up as much territory as he can next turn and then feet to protect it, right? And
That would be my suspicion as well.
Yeah.
There you go.
You didn't have ambush. I assumed intentionality, no. Good stuff, right? He doesn't. Oh, sorry. He'll just run back here. Okay. You're just gonna aim and refill.
And how much of this game do you think is about to be decided on this turn?
I found fault line is frequently is decided on bottom two. Like the game doesn't end there, but a lot of the deciding roles are there. I'm not sure how much will be decided this turn. I think this game specifically, turn 3 is the bigger turn.
Hit and run? Your command card, do you have hit and run? Oh! I believe so, because I wanted her to be able to use it. Yeah.
I'm pretty much of the same opinion. Like if I can get onto the 40s on both sides, and then if Ryan can't clear it, it becomes problematic.
So this is what I was talking about with the slow trip knights earlier. He's going to,
And they're so good for that too, because they're just very difficult to remove.
So he's not committing anything this turn.
Right.
Just setting up for next turn and gonna slow drip into these 40s. Normally this would be the ambush unit's job, but with Kruger babysitting these 40s, the ambush unit will just evaporate.
What are these, 2 dolphins? Is that what that is? So the 2 dolphins are the 2
West Coast Trash Dolphins, yes.
Yeah.
I thought they were. I didn't understand what I was looking at there for a while.
That is their. That is the mascot for that group/team.
Sounds good. So it looks like he's giving not only his own 40, but or he's not even contesting the enemy 40, but he's not contesting his own 40. I mean,
yeah. So he'll give up minimum 4 points this turn. 1, 2, 3.
You mean like 7?
He doesn't have a. Your opponent doesn't. He doesn't have a way to score the top. Or Ryan doesn't have a way to score the top 40s. So he'll cap out at 5 points scored.
Okay, I see what you're saying, yeah. And then he's going to try to get Eric is going to try to score out at least one of the flags up there on the top. That's not really being contested.
Yep.
Okay.
And then hard contest and kill what is available next turn. Here comes the stagger line.
We hit, we crit, so you're staggered. Boost, just roll the damage. It's Power 10 armor pierce. So I'm a 19 down to a 10 plus 2
+2.
for the kinetic feat.
+2 will be. Oh, you're 12. So -2 on my end. 7 to the side.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Dagger here to 1.
Still play hit and run again. Play again. Oh, with a skill. Oh. The map.
So out of 14, aim clearly out of line of sight.
Skilla is going to walk to here and put up excessive healing for 1.
Sorry, just some quick behind-the-scenes editing there.
Hydrix is going to run. Stay outside of 11.
Okay, so he's at least contesting his own. Mildly.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's a Force Hammer or Thunderbolt line that gets him out of 3 here, but I can't tell from this angle.
Is going to.
Now, I saw Lilith did a shot for a crit stagger, but I don't know if it was successful or not.
He did get the crit.
Okay.
I'm going to put a proxy base there for her.
So no initials.
Correct. And there's also 2 clouds in center, so it doesn't have good. It doesn't have line of sight to charge anything. And you can't trample if you don't have initials. So the top Phantasm is having a sad day.
All right. No scoring. They keep their focus. I will upkeep 2, swarm on 5.
It looks like Ryan's got about 47 minutes to Eric's 42 minutes.
Yep.
So, on the time-wise, it was pretty efficient.
Yep. 18 minutes for your first 2 turns, and an army in a game where the threat ranges are this long is.
I think he's way too far for that. That's what I mean. Yeah, he's out.
And then Pathfinder.
Everything has got him.
Yeah. But if I force it to land on the wall, that would cause an issue. I'm trying to think, can I put last image on that page for free? Probably. I mean, not free from those. That's C6, C8, charge 11, C3. That's why you said 13. Yes.
Yeah, his other heads are all 1, but the big head is 2.
Okay. Okay, so if this goes here-ish, there's a pop shot over there. Be careful of the objective. I don't want to give you a bounce back target.
So everybody's just positioning just to be barely in contesting range.
Yeah, so he's trying to position to where if he gets a heavy forward, the objective won't backstop him, but it looks like that's going to be the case right now. The bottom Phantasm is looking at a boosted blast damage into the bottommost shade that isn't in the Warping Winds aura to get some free damage in this turn.
What I find is funny is that a lot of times when you play into players that are used to having flying models, they find it's fantastic that they get to fly over buildings and attack your stuff, but they don't find that it's fantastic when you remind them that they lose 2 inches on the clouds. Uh,
Yeah.
It is very convenient, yes.
Um,
This wall is also actually looking at the positioning of it, might be actually pretty detrimental on the bottom side. I don't think a single unit can score both 40s because of the positioning of that wall.
I think they can. I think just one model has to be over the wall and the other two can be on the other side of the wall, which just means that you have to be willing to give up a model. And then once your unit size is reduced to a smaller number, then both of them on the other side of the wall will get the advantage of being on the other side of the wall.
Sorry, for Ryan specifically, all of his units are 5-mans.
All right, well, when his unit
Uh,
size gets reduced to 2, that wall will be very beneficial. In the meantime, it's going to be not as great. Okay, so he's not going with that option.
Okay.
So he's going to have 2 separate things if he wants to score both of them.
kill them, you get to put a guy out anyway.
Seems to me like it'd be, well, I guess he's going to have to move another unit over, right?
We'll take a full
But
Yeah.
it seems to me that, you know,
So not snakes.
you'd want to prioritize definitely your own because you get the bonus points for scoring your own, right?
That's what I was trying to check.
Yeah, you're good.
Dice off 2 is take 7.
Okay. They're battle driven now?
Yeah, but taking 7 on the first shot is very helpful.
Yep.
Because only having to do 3 more.
7.
I'll tell you what, those knights are so much better than you think they are. You know, I mean, if you have never played into them or even played with them, right? Like they just because of the repo, so that because they get to drop in their large bases, right? So they get to be very spread out with their base size, and then get to spread out even more with the repo. They can really just cover a wide area of charges as needed. Plus, they're reasonably going to survive shooting.
Their output isn't great, but their disruption ability is quite strong.
Right. And their ability to stand on objectives and things like that, which ideally is what ultimately wins you the game if it's not outright caster kill.
Yeah.
It's also amazing what 1 point of armor makes, because that's all they gained in the early patch.
Oh, really?
Yep. That's it.
They did get access to a couple of buffs, not in Lilith, but in other casters that weren't available before, like Dauntless Resolve.
Yeah.
Dauntless Resolve Knights are a menace.
Very much so. Kyrax is very fun now.
Oh!
Sorry. No. Sorry.
I got you. Yeah.
Actually, let me shoot you with the range 12 gun that can also be a POW 15, because then I get a bigger blast on that guy.
Okay.
Double checking. So range 12, POW 15. I can choose shot types. Let's give you. We'll do -2 speed.
Sure.
No battle boost to hit. You're an 11, right?
So I think they're looking at taking out that specific knight of the three of them.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that's already got taken 7. So it's the most likely to be able to die. Right.
Boost damage is about 15, so off 6 now. 9 to kill. Wow. I'll use the recalibration on triple ones.
Wow.
And then that happens, yeah.
That does get it though.
Yeah. Yay for rerolls.
Top 15, auto miss will boost the
At Captain Con, what was in the Masters where the Hasker player rolled quad 1s on their damage roll. So good.
Oof.
Yeah. He showed it for the camera. But we didn't need him to show. You could see it already, but it's a feel bad moment for sure.
Yeah.
She is going to.
Pulling even one shade helps a lot of that pressure. Curious how Kruger is going to be played. Does his place and damage trigger battle driven? That's a good question. I think everything triggers battle driven, right?
Battle driven is
Only
from an
attack
attack.
damage rolls.
Okay, so his place wouldn't then, right?
Correct.
Yep.
So having talked to Ryan a bit about his Adepticon performance, Kruger, I believe in this matchup is going to babysit these 40s, so the ambushing of Quick Fang Stalkers can't go and be a nuisance, because his place plus like one gunshot wipes the entire unit. So he's going to try to force the Quick Fangs to show up in less great spots.
Right.
And we'll put chip damage in the knights. He won't like kill the knights, but he'll do reasonable damage. Definitely looks like a feet turn position for Sirefell.
Right.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And then the knights aren't really going to be able to get in there and do anything because of the Seraphil feat, right?
You get to place the models first. So you might be able to position a knight charge with the bottom knight, place the other one base to base with this obstruction. So you'll be able to contest the 40. But getting like actual damage out this turn is unlikely.
I was going to say, I think Kruger's a little close for comfort on those knights. But maybe not. Maybe he's fine there. I guess if that's as far as they go.
Yep, he just positioned to be outside 12.
Yeah, but if the knight charges the unit, right, can't the other knight be placed on the opposite side of the wall and then attack Kruger?
They only move 10. It's hard to tell from the position if he can actually clear the wall.
Yeah, but it's a place for the wall. What I'm saying is, like, he's not going to be the first initial knight won't, but with the place of the second knight to be within 2 inches of the first guy. I don't know. There's a lot of shenaniganery with large bases that I've been on the receiving end of recently. So
There's also a world where if he did see, because it does look like a feat turn, the knight charges the hunter or the guardian unit and then gets pushed and is in range of both Kruger and the hunter still.
Yes. Wouldn't get the charge attack on Kruger at that point, but
Well, the second one could, because you completed your charge movement, and then once he's
you
pushed,
have to complete you finish the movement first on Sirefell's feet.
correct. Yep.
So only things you get the charge bonus with or against is what you completed your charge movement engaging. So you still wouldn't get the charge bonus for the cav charge, which is the important part into Kruger overall, against Kruger. But could get lucky and kill Kruger.
well, wait, why wouldn't you? If you ended your movement before the push happens, engaged with Kruger, wouldn't that trigger?
The initial model is physically outside 12. Ryan pre-measured that when he placed Kruger.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, you're right. Okay, fair. I see what you mean.
Yep.
Gotta bring a couple of buddies with him. We'll give them 3 focus back. Last power token. You threat 13. You have 2 and 3, and you could try to come in here at a weird angle and maybe bounce up against that. That would be fine.
No, not speaking about it.
Honestly, I feel like he's kind of fine where he's at. He's in range.
I will say that I am kind of impressed at how I was kind of impressed playing against the Phantasm the first time to see how good offensively and defensively it is. So I understand why desk players would play it, as their other options for battle group do seem a little bit expensive for what you get.
So I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, the cohort models in faction currently are not inspiring outside the Phantasm. And this list I have someone who's not a local but goes to a lot of the same events as me and runs it, and it performs quite well. It's the only double colossal list I've seen perform well in Mark IV, or I guess the only faction, because last year they also performed well with double Phantasm. But
Yeah. It's also hard to argue with flying colossals.
Flying colossals that are fast, have good defense against range, have even if you're not taking a super expensive gun loadout, the gun loadout's still pretty solid. They hit. What do they have? 3-inch reach or 2-inch reach? I don't remember.
the
They got
Soldier 3.
3, yeah, and they have the crit decap, I believe, right?
Yep.
So they can just surprisingly do a lot of damage.
Especially under Cyrefell, who gives the Field Marshal to make the crits more likely.
Right. And while it is more likely, it's still like on 2 dice, it's still somewhere around 30 or 40% chance. And then if you boost, I think it jumps up to like 70% chance or 75% chance.
With the reroll, the recalibration roll, and if you boost, it's like I think it's like 85, including the reroll.
Wow.
Your 14-inch control area?
Assuming you're hitting on like 6s, or hitting on 7s or less, was the math I was running with Mark the other day.
Gotcha.
I don't think we ambush.
Did you run the math where boosting to hit is better than boosting damage?
Depends on the armor value, but that's what we were running it on. Yes. The math he was running it into was into primevals, which you're hitting on 7s anyway, so you kind of want to boost hit anyways.
Right.
And then once you're done, I pick an order and then do my activation.
All right, let's do a break. Stop.
Take a judge call. You want to take?
Okay, let's see where Pythia can land. We can land here. So I take the.
So I didn't see scoring happen.
He didn't move the Hydrix, so score should be 4-1. Or sorry, 5-1. No, 4-1's right. 4-1's right. You only get 1 bonus point for holding 2.
Correct. Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that Ike had taken his 40 up top there with that unit of knights.
I feel like
He
the,
had. I thought they had measured this. This Phantasm to be contesting both 40s, but I could be mistaken. I can't see the scorecard.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
So it's either 4-1 or 4-2. Either way, Ike is not in like crazy. I have to do crazy plays category yet. Just slow grind here.
Yeah, I think, with Ike, if, Ike just tries to do everything he can to hold on to score those top objectives as much as possible, I don't really think he is really in a hurry to do anything, right? Like, he can just wait out the feet and
These
then
knights at the bottom
counter
need to
feet.
come contest.
Although I guess he does need to kind of do something about the center, even if he just strips something in there, right?
Yep. Looks like that's what he's looking at now.
Well, 15 is shooting. 12 to main.
Oh, is it just? It's just.
This is range and
That's
magic.
just. Oh,
Just range and magic.
that's good to know. This is all of it.
Yeah, that's 10 to 12, and then this is range and magic, an additional 3.
Okay. The magic part is also relevant. Can we blow?
Looks like he's testing a play for the Hydrix being silenced to death, enraged, and Knights reflecting the Colossal and going for a kill.
When I miss. If I miss. If I miss.
I think Ryan already tried to measure it such that if he did land there, that he was going to get pushed back too far. Which is why I think he moved the Colossal where he did, so that the objective, at least, would not provide a stopping space for...
Walk to here-ish. Or charge to here-ish, I should say. Drop one off over there. Maybe? Maybe?
And this is where he's going to make the play over the wall, I think. With the other knight. We'll see how that goes. Yep.
And then it'll just kind of
Good.
out over there.
He won't move,
Yeah, this guy might get bopped out of relevancy. But, charge to here.
Yes, sir. So the red will be the distance.
Place the other one over here.
So he goes 1 inch
Okay.
and takes no damage.
Okay. So just like that. You can pick up this proxy base, take some damage. This guy can't move.
Can't go anywhere.
You can do the damage. Nothing. Okay. This guy's charge attack on. We'll just hit this. We'll hit this hunter.
I'm at 12.
Oh. That'll hit still. And crit, knock you down. POW is 18 because of silence and all that.
Obliterate.
He's RFP for you if that matters.
I'm disabled. I can make a ghost.
Sure. Okay. You get around that. Yep. This guy will punch. I don't think we didn't get a charge attack against Kruger. Is it worth? I think we'll just take one swing on Kruger. Hope we hit the 8.
Yes, sir.
Gonna roll the hard 8.
We don't. That's fine.
Or not.
This guy's gonna.
Repo, I can push again.
Oh yeah, you're right. So they're contesting as is, so I think that's fine. They'll just stay where they are. Battle driven will go away until you maybe.
And Repo would re-trigger the feat. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's every time you advance. If you aim closer to Sirefield than you started the advance, then you get pushed.
Pythia can charge 10 because she's speed 7, so she'll go to here. So you can do your thing.
Yep. Okay, so red is always the distance. So 1 inch and half it. 15 total.
She takes 1.
Okay. She'll be on the side.
And she comes back 1, which is enough to leave her.
And she has guidance, auto hits, and then.
She doesn't auto hit anymore.
Oh,
Actually.
okay.
She's mat 6. So if she needs a 6 here.
Yes, sir.
She gets it, so Grey Wind will go away. It's a POW 12.
19 off 7.
It is a 12 off 7. Does 1 damage to the 2.
Okay.
She has repo. Let's see if we need repo.
I need to roll better than ones.
She has repo. Here with Scylla. I think we have to repo to get into a tastier spot.
That looks like a good play right there, right? So
Yep.
because the way Cyrofel is positioned, he would go back into. Okay, well, I think it would have been fine even if he had just left it.
He couldn't get the charge line without crossing her base, I don't think.
Gotcha.
But because Pythia's repoing backwards,
Right.
she's not going to retrigger the feat, and then you get a clean Scylla charge.
Right. Good plan. But it's basically just like what you said, right? You just make a pinning model first, right?
Mhm.
And then you do your business as normal.
It was a little bit risky because Pythia would have died if he had rolled a 10 or higher on damage. But
It's pretty low odds, but yeah,
Yep.
it is risky. And at least for the bottom now, like if Ryan can clear those 2 knights, then he's going to start free scoring those 2 objectives. There's nothing even close.
he still has the quick fangs and ambush, so he can still have a 1-turn delay. The entire unit will evaporate to Kruger the following turn, but he does have
Right.
the 1-turn delay.
Right.
If Scylla can kill this Colossal, and then Lilith can stagger the other one, could be pretty
Could be
brutal.
lights out, yeah, for And while Kane could theoretically shoot a colossal off the table, though not these colossals at defense 15.
That's a big ask. That's a big ask.
Yeah. Like defense 15, even Kane needs 6s, and you're gonna miss some shots, and that's not gonna happen, right? So like,
They're also armed 21 to shooting, which is
which also is not gonna happen, right? So if Lilith just gets to crit stagger them into nothingness, then like she effectively is doing 30 points worth of work, right, every turn.
Yeah.
Second shot. 5 and 9 will hit a 14. Will boost. 3 roll. 5 is the 4.
I will say that I don't doubt Kane. I'm very aware of his limitations. I played him all through Mark II, and I've played him some in Mark IV as well. So, I think he's in a spot where he should be. Though that being said, because his win rate is about 50%, at least in Gravediggers. I don't know what it is in Storm Legion, but I think 50% is a good spot for really any caster to be at. So
Aquos is going to go. It's going to fly to right here. It's going to take a shot at Phantasm. Rat 6 needing a 6 here. We miss. We'll put a cloud down. It's going to boost into the pit. That is what it is.
I'm kind of interested to see where this goes because that Colossal does not look very damaged so far.
Yeah, he hasn't activated Scylla yet. Scylla within range average kills Colossals.
And a little bit of
You
extra
use that to the free
ship
charge,
damage to
though?
make sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are going to go with.
Yeah, it's felt weird not taking Hunter's Mark all year.
It's
the
been
look.
super weird. Yeah.
I think I tried it once and it just felt awkward as heck because it just sits there and dies because it has no range attack to go away.
And Lilith doesn't have the focus usually to really use Hunter's Mark herself.
Yeah. It's Lilith and Seraphil are the 2 casters that are being played here. Thanks for joining us, by the way.
beats an 8. Nope. We'll shoot. We need high numbers. Rat 6. I don't have pistol. Nope. And nope.
That poor whatever that thing
pylon's taking a beating. Yeah.
I think they're going to need to construct additional pylons here pretty soon if it keeps happening.
Okay.
Oh, do you like the Storm Legion terrain though?
It is
I
cool.
think
looks
Brandon
really
was
cool.
doing all of it. Yeah.
One of my locals plays Storm Legion, and I guess he had bought an Hurricane, which was the kit that was either make a hurricane or a storm wall,
Mhm.
right? So he had a bunch of extra. He made a hurricane, I think. So he had a bunch of extra storm wall pieces, and he turned them all into objectives. They look really cool.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Silence into that. And a cloud and then 2.
It's so interesting to me too, because I play very high model count armies, and these are not that. Ryan's model count is surprisingly high considering he's got 2 colossals in it.
Yeah, he's still at like 25-ish models.
Right.
The Lilith list is not that many. But because of Field Marshal Run and Gun, you frequently get to, and the durability of the Knights, you frequently get to reuse the modules over the course of the game.
She's gonna put Silence of Death for 2.
Yeah, and kind of the durability of the Knights allows you to stay relevant in scenario long enough for your run and gun shaving of models to last longer than you would otherwise, right? Because
Hits power is 14, so dice off 7. Nothing. Second shot. Hits. Nothing. Last shot. Hits. No damage.
Okay.
Belly Blue's gonna go. Gonna walk to here and enrage.
Chose not to stagger. Chose to put down a cloud, and then enrage and silence Skilla instead, just to try to guarantee the kill in this Phantasm.
Best and only.
I guess you don't need to stagger it if it's dead, right?
Yeah, the top one will get to do some work, but
God damn it.
probably by charging that Hydrix.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll do that for now. He's mat 7. We'll hit with the big head.
1 to charge or free?
1 to charge. Here.
I see.
Up Master's on the cap, which I didn't use. Could have used that for damage roll. Oh, I hit with a 5.
Yes, sir. Oh, sorry. Let me, I do no damage to you.
Okay. This is 18, 20, 22. Plus 1.
Plus 3.
Plus 3. Oh, yeah, that's right. No,
No more fish.
plus 3 is going to be
Oof.
12.
That's a lot. That's a lot to be up.
She does do work.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
On to initial number 2 of 5.
Oh my gosh.
Small lifesteal
At
head.
plus 4 damage per
Hit
swing.
with a 7. These are 12s up to 16 altogether.
Off 3.
Off 3. Does another 6 to the 2.
Whew.
Another life stealer.
Yep.
Reroll that because it's there. Hits off 3. God damn it! I'm gonna move this. It's not
Okay.
we do the gnashing fangs. We missed. It's a good one to miss with. Horn piercer needs a 5. That one crits. Armor pierce.
Oh no.
Oh,
Dice plus 10.
10.
Dice plus 10, you say. May as well boost the damage on it. Why not? Didn't though.
13 to the 2.
Well, whatever.
Look.
Probably would have boosted that.
It won't matter really, even if it didn't crit.
Plus 10.
right?
The roll was almost irrelevant.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can still buy 3 more.
On
Yeah.
your
So
8 in the cast.
And I think he still has the spray that hits the Phantasm and Sirefell.
She's a 17. Yeah.
Okay, on your Jack, who is a 14. I do have a pistol on this. 13. Needs an 8. No. You will buy a big head.
Yes, sir.
You will hit with a 6 plus
Which is plus 3? Is it
plus
a
22. Plus,
So plus 3.
plus 3 does 9 to the 4.
Okay, you have 3 left.
You buy one.
Just hit and then. Oh, Matt 7?
Yes. Plus 3 kills.
Jarn Pythia. I had rolled a 2.
Put up excessive healing for 1. Enrage goes away. He's actually here. I didn't kill anything with a ranged attack, so he's there.
And sadly, the knights are out of range, so he can't revive a knight with Scylla.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are gonna go.
If he would have been able to charge with the one that was killed, then the knights could have been in range for that, right?
Yep.
So we've got 5 out on the table, 2 on Lilith. I think that's all my stuff. This guy could be somewhere more. He's gonna run to here. And then we'll pause. I will.
So 24 minutes for Eric and 31, I think, for
Contested all that.
Ryan in terms of the
I'll
clock.
get 1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4. So it'll be 7 to.
I heard that Eric is up to 7. I did not hear what Ryan was up to.
7 to 5.
7 to 5. Okay.
If Ryan gets lucky on crits here, he might lose 2 heavies this turn. Or Eric might lose 2 heavies this turn. Just to the Phantasm.
Mm-hmm.
But is that even a big deal?
At that point, I'm not sure what kills the second Phantasm.
Okay. I'm not that familiar with,
Atlas's
It's a
damage
big ass
is
for
really,
Atlas, yeah.
yeah, his damage can get really high, but it's a high fury cost to get him to the good numbers.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're left buying only 2 if you pop his turn-by-turn debuff.
Yeah, but I mean, how much do you need? I mean, you could still rely on just crit staggering. So, like,
Yeah, but it's still contesting both 40s both 50s where it is. So you
Right.
start going down on scenario really hard.
12, 18.
well, I'm assuming he's winning up at the top, though. So, I mean,
Yeah.
he's overall ahead on points right now. So, like,
Darn that Pythia.
Yeah. That was kind of money.
It's a low value proposition for you to put her out there.
Yeah.
And if I roll the 2,
Yeah.
you don't get to attack me.
Right.
You might still have the backstop, but it's a lot dicier of a kill, I guess.
Absolutely.
When you need.
Yeah. If
With
I
a
don't,
defense
I think if I don't keep her in a relevant spot, then I maybe switch gears.
Yeah. But that worked out well. No knockdown.
so I'm assuming is Seraphil a D3 on her push?
Everybody's
Yes.
knocked down except for
Okay,
me.
that's what I thought. Okay.
But you're transferring 2. Even if I did knock it down.
What's kind of interesting to me is, like, you can almost afford to trade the first colossal for anything that the opponent has that could kill a colossal, right? And then use your second colossal to kill that back, and then he just gets to, be the bouncer of the battlefield, right?
Yeah. And because of
In most
Sirefell's
cases.
feat, they usually have to overcommit to killing the first one.
Right. And the Phantasm being what it is, especially with this caster that enables the crits harder, right? Like, it definitely can it can do that regularly. Is get 2 heavies back for it, which is not necessarily the same amount of points unless they're 2 like 15-point heavies or in that range, 13 to 15 points. And I think a lot of heavies are.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think if I have an angle on the
It only hurts if you can't get that second 15 pointer. But the Phantasm, having a 5-inch base and 3-inch reach is what it's like. 5 plus 6, you really get like 11 inches across
Yep.
in terms of footprint. So like you can get like a lot of things in that footprint. It's hard to be so spread out to not have a multitude of things in that area.
Double corroded.
My guess is if we move the flags, I could probably get it just around each flag.
Probably.
We could confirm it. We'd have to double check.
You're still in, but maybe.
We'd have to check. Because my thought is only like charge here, hit here, commit everybody else to try to pick up all of them. He'd be there. He'd be very vulnerable at that point. He'd probably, between the two of them, we might pick him up. If you get them on him, you definitely pick him up. All right. Do you mind if we move the clouds and check?
You want to get? I guess we can explore.
Will you push down on that base for me, please? I'm going to put him as far in there as I can.
This is one of the things I like about Mark IV Warmachine is that the cooperation is there, and the cooperation is so much more, and the contention is so much less because of the pre-measuring.
100%.
Just being able to agree up front on to what can do what, it makes a huge difference.
And no dodging or moving or anything funny in here, right? Okay. Excessive healing is an animus or just a flat ability?
Animus.
Okay. I don't think he scrapes anima.
Pretty sure.
Upkeep spells and anima. Okay.
Yep.
He's a range 14. He's out. Oh yeah, I'd have to. Yeah, you're right. I can't ignore line of sight. So he'd have to be over here, and 6 inches. No. You okay with that? And then that's in 14. Okay, so he'll walk to here. Rat 7, I know you're a lot. I'm going to try to dispel, so I need a 7. That's a way no. Guys, give me 1.
I did put the players' names as Eric Eicherman versus Ryan Chiriboga up at the top or on the title of the round. I don't know if that's able to be visible to you all or not. I have some help in the background telling me who the matchups are going to be since we know Brandon Owens pretty well, and he's running the event. He's trying to provide us with this sort of information, but it is Mr. Spellrack. I don't know how many
Now 14, I'm gonna boost
top
you.
players are here. I know that also Alex Cosma is playing in the event, but I don't know who else from.
Ryan McCoy is also on this event at this event. There's a couple other WTC players, but
I mean, I have heard of Eric Eicherman before too.
Yep.
He's not. He's not somebody like me that nobody's ever heard of. So.
Probably not. Stuff at the end, and then I'll cry about it when I roll. I walk A. There's no way that's A. So I do have to charge. All right, I got my reroll. He'll charge to there.
All right, we're going in with the big boy.
It's okay, I'm just gonna
Time to rumble.
That's right. Now, do you think that if he is not able to get two heavies here, he's pretty much done? And even if he does get two heavies, he's still got a bit of an uphill journey.
So that's a crit, and I hit you with a 9. Uh-oh. So it's about 21 decap.
I feel
if
like
he's
kind of
able to clear
depends on
both
where
heavies,
Styrofoam
I think
is.
he's in a good spot.
Yeah.
So that's an 11, so 22 to the 5. Cool.
That's a good start.
Take that crit armor here.
Yeah. You rolled good.
Yeah, you're right. Second initial.
Oh, good. Another
5
crit.
misses.
Oh,
no,
okay.
the 5
I got
misses.
you.
This
I got
doesn't count.
Yeah, I got you.
Do I want to re-roll that?
May as well.
I can't boost now, can I? I can still buy it.
Yeah.
Okay, so hits with a 7, no crit.
Okay.
So just dice plus 3.
Just 3.
Just.
That kills me.
Yeah.
Just limbo. Okay.
That's a good start. 2 initials, 1 kill, 3 more to buy, right? Although one of them was a boosted.
I think he charged, so it would only be
Right.
two buys here,
15-1 is a pistol.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
plus gunshots.
Plus gunshots.
I'm engaging you, but you're not engaging me. You still get that in melee bonus, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
I guess the guns don't have pistol, do they?
They do not.
No.
Seems like an oversight.
Sorry, that's the added dice. I rolled a 10. I'm a 5.
We can't all be the Hellraker and have pistol and gunfighter on our colossal.
Like, I know the trike, only one of the guns has pistol, so I think that's just a colossal thing.
Hmm. Well, they should. Do they have gunfighter though? They should be able to shoot out of melee.
I
Usually
think the
they
Hellraker is
can.
the only one that has gunfighter in a configuration, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of the colossals are range 3 now, so they can usually just stay outside of being engaged range.
Mm-hmm.
You already can't see me with anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay. So. Yeah.
Take up power. Okay. Buy a melee attack on the big guy.
Sure.
You're a 12 still, right? I need 5s.
Yep.
6s. So that misses. No more.
Oof.
It's not good.
One, need a 6. So that definitely hits, and a crit.
Okay.
So you're an 18.
Okay.
Yep.
Dice double.
Plus 4.
Dice plus 3 is 10,
Yeah.
14 to the 2.
Okay. And I'll heal for 2. So I'll get 12.
Well, it's still looking pretty good.
Okay, let's go here.
Skyla is pretty resilient unless you can Grievous her.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
Effectively a 12-20.
My bad.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's 2.
Missing twice on 6s was also
Yeah.
kind of brutal.
well, I mean, I think you're what? You're something like 70% chance. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know what the volume of attacks was.
It's only 4
Um,
attacks.
January update, they added that.
Okay. I'm 19.
Okay, so off 6 here.
Okay.
Take 8.
Yikes!
Off 6 here. Take 4. Now you're up
And
to
those do not trigger battle driven because that's his place effect, right?
So I'll be 15 because I'm engaged,
his pistol, right?
but I'm in a different melee.
Yeah, I think they misplayed that because it's the battle driven token, but
I believe that's how it works. We can ask Brandon if you'd like.
Ike did say he was going to misplay something on stream, to be fair.
Oh, we're getting a judge call.
So if Kruger is he has pistol and he's in melee with these, but they're also in their own other melees, they still get the defense in melee. Right?
No, they don't get the defense.
Kruger is attacking a model that is engaging him, and he has pistol.
He doesn't. He ignores. Yeah, he
Yeah.
ignores. Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this is why. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
You're a 10 or an 11?
They're 11.
I'm a 7. In all honesty, I'm gonna boost hit because I just don't want to miss. Sure. Like you need to die.
But he would get the wall bonus on the other one.
these are sprays.
Hit him.
Oh, never mind then.
Which one?
This one.
Okay.
It's a good thing he did. It's a good thing he did boost a hit because he rolled like 1-1-2, which was just enough to hit.
Hits. Boost damage. I'll fade. Okay, just take 3 more. And you die.
Okay, now they're battle driven, but they weren't before.
This guy now unengaged. Confirming. He's gonna charge.
It's gonna annihilate that guy.
Well, I mean literally, yeah.
Yeah.
3 dice to hit.
Do they have Annihilator?
They do.
Yep.
That's funny.
9. Off 9.
Oh, no annihilation. I rolled a 9. Oh
Oof.
my god, he only has 2 left.
Yeah. Those things are really hard to kill.
Go here. I can't let him live.
The Scylla lives, I think it's
Oh, that was
Just
the
nail in the
that
coffin.
was the ghost that charged. Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
God, I mean, it's okay. I did a lot of damage on the first,
Sure.
whatever.
I get it.
These guys are
Yeah, that place was brutal. I think he did like 12 damage on that place to the knights
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
between the two of them, which is crazy. Which was more than his actual flame shots did.
I'm firmly of the opinion Kruger has never been in a better spot than he is right now.
I thought he was pretty good at Mark II.
Kruger 2 might have been better than current Kruger.
Granted. Rephrase that. Non-warlock Kruger.
Oh man.
5s, and then you're off 9. You're 12.
hits. Off 9 is take 2.
Oh.
There it goes.
There you go, Secret Depths.
My Rude Goldberg speed of
Alright. Do not underestimate your
yeah.
small units.
Okay, so these guys are gonna walk here.
Yep, good placement. Box it out as much as you can.
Can't see our in the melee.
Oh, well, I guess.
He's just trying to put damage into Scylla here, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think that's exactly what's going on.
Oh, you know what? The Seekers can heal. Target friendly faction warrior model removes D3. So the guy that charged has Battle Wizard. I'm going to heal one of these guys for nothing, just to give him a power token. And then I'm assuming the other guys, since they're not attacking, can they? I don't
Can
know
you
how that
heal
works.
something? Yeah, I guess you can. Like I don't see why you can't.
I'm assuming the other guys though, because they charged,
would have had
I
to
can't
make-
use a star action now.
No,
Because I would have
They have to use
committed.
their combat action as their charge.
Yeah. Okay. So they're hanging out. I have a Void Shaper.
I would be. So that beast is in a forest and engaged. So it's +6 to defense, right?
Yep, she's
Yep.
sitting at def 18 to ranged.
Teleconstruct you can reroll. I never realized
So,
I could do that.
a little rough to shoot with the unit.
Construct.
Yeah, especially since it's engaged, they can't CRA,
Yes.
which makes their math really bad.
Yeah.
With rapid healing because their dice off 6, so on average you're healing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seraphel. I need that dead. So I can walk and then repo 3. I mean, honestly, I kind of want to. Oh, if I spray, it won't hit Pythia because she's.
Oh, and you can't see her.
I can only spray 3 inches out. So I would have to walk to here. Spray.
And I believe Cyrefel actually has Grievous on her swords here, so it would stop the rapid.
Is he going in with Cyrefel? Is that what he's doing?
He's looking at going in and then hit running out, or Tides Roaring out, one of the two.
That is not.
Because he really can't afford to let that beast live because it just kills the colossal again, right?
Yes. Honestly, there might be a spot where I can just walk to Cyrefel if she stays there. If the Jack doesn't die.
So my question was gonna be, was there a reason why he chose to attack the other beast first? Because it seemed like
It was the only one you could charge.
It was the charge target.
Okay, so Seraphil
So
but
he had
he
to put
could've-
its swing.
initial
Swing in
swing
there.
in, but then the others could have gone into,
to there. Well,
I guess with the risk of not killing either of them, but still.
Would you mind just picking them up? And I just want to double check the 3 inches to see where I have line of sight to it. So I can back up a little bit, I believe. Not that
There's also the argument that that Hydrix that he killed first has the better animus for Lilith. Because right now she can't use prescience
anymore.
and future sight, yeah.
I'll boost hit against here. Oh my god, she doesn't. I'm gonna boost the hit because it is crit hit. I'm gonna strat 7, so I need a 9.
She doesn't have pistol?
She
On her.
does.
They just said that she doesn't.
For 9.
Yeah, sure. Her spray is not pistol.
Oh, Cyrefel, sorry.
Yeah.
There are no crits in. Oh, that's a crit. Sure. Sorry. You're good. So crit decap. It's a pouch 12.
That's off 6.
I said boost. I'm gonna boost damage
Yep.
off 6.
Yes, Chimera, Lilith, round 1.
End of the 3.
I'll take.
And then Pythia. She's a 7.
I mean 18.
Oh yeah. I'm I have to let her. She's just gonna be there. Oh Jesus. 7 and 11 is an 18. I guess the crit dice. It is a crit.
Oh
So crit decap,
Wow.
she-
Well, she died.
sword attack. I'm a max.
That helps.
Okay,
I need
yeah.
5.
Yes, it does.
And she still has to charge yet, right? Like,
Correct.
that was just the gun that they chose to do first.
I have beat back. I'm going to obviously not use it. I also have grievous wounds, so no more healing after this. I should have probably done that first. Sure.
Oh, I guess yeah.
Okay, map 5. Sevens. Oh no, map 5. I need 5.
Map 5?
I'm map 7.
Map 7.
Okay, hit in red. Your armor
8.
Okay, so I hit you
And crit, if that matters.
PAL 14, armor 18 off 4 is.
Correct me if I'm wrong though, but isn't Skyla more than 3 inches into the forest?
Nope, they measured.
Yeah, it was very close.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, she walked. She's where the placement is.
She's where the placement is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take 6. Second initial.
Yeah, proxy bases can be confusing.
Hits. Move.
Ironically, I lost to a phantasm, forgetting that a proxy base was a phantasm before the model actually released. The big black plate just blanked out in my brain.
It can happen. All right. It looks like it looks like he got the heavy, and now he is outside of the forest. Right. So relatively safe, but only camping 1. It looks like.
Yeah, only camping 1, but the Guardians haven't moved yet, so she can have up to 10 shield guards this turn.
Right. Well, which don't help you against sprays, but against other things, yeah.
Lilith shouldn't be able to one tap you. I don't think the math's there for that.
Right.
Dice off 1. Dice off 1. You're effectively 21 boxes with the focus.
Okay.
The math. It's not mathematically possible for Lilith to one shot you.
So, how do you feel about the way things are looking from each side now?
It is not ideal for Shadow Flame at this point. Oh, the Guardians did move. She doesn't have shield guards.
Yeah, I think they had to move to deal with the. Oh no, I don't think they did move. I don't think they moved. I think you're right. They just stood there. But I think if he needs to score that flag, that he can't move them really.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're about as far away as they can be. And this is where next turn. Do these guys have guns at all?
The master has
does,
one gun.
So they're just going to stand there. They have to walk into contesting, so they're not going to make any attacks, right? And then they're just going to get all picked up by Kruger next turn.
Yep.
Arcane Propulsion is speed and death.
Yeah, 2 and 2.
So assuming Ryan survives this turn, you think he's in the commanding spot?
If the colossal doesn't go down, then he's in a pretty good spot, I think.
No shield guards on your master.
No. Did I give you a line outside?
I think so.
I don't know why I was so worried about going the other way.
That line's pretty clear there.
That helps if you want to put a base on anything. I'm okay with that.
And you have 1 focus and you're 14-17.
I do have blade shield, so I'm always going to be a 16 range attack. And I'm clearly not treated anymore.
And he said he has what? Blade shield or something?
Yeah,
Like that?
she's blade shield and girded.
To be within 3.
Okay.
I am though. No, I just well, no, I touched him, but we'll call it. I pushed him. So we'll call it.
Yeah, Ryan pushed him back while he was measuring. So I think she's in whatever it is that the battle engine gets. It's within 3 inches.
+2 armor, yeah.
+2 armor and blast resist, which she already has blast resist, but
The +2 armor is relevant, right? So
yeah. He's going to look at Pellet Master Caster, run Atlas, and then put 3 Pal 16s into the caster. And then potential shade shots, but I don't think the shades can get to a spot where they can shoot her and not be engaged by the Phantasm.
And do you think that's Eric's best out right now, or do you think he continue to?
I don't know that Lilith plus Atlas does 49 damage or 48 damage, which is what's left on the colossal right now because it took 9 earlier. He measured to be outside of range from the knights. Oh, is that not an obstruction?
I think it's a hill. They were playing it like it was a hill earlier.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
He go for pound 19, so you're straight dice. And you have 51 boxes.
51. Okay. Has more health than I thought it did.
It's a good point. Looks like 19 minutes for Eric and 9 minutes for Ryan.
I'm a 16, 17.
But the model count is also getting low at this point. Although the model count was kind of always low, but it's interesting to me, some of these high-level games, how like little time is actually spent making attacks, and the attacks that are made are just the ones that are required, right? And the rest of the time is spent on positioning, right, and making sure that your models are good, right?
Blind you so that Atlas gets a bridge. We follow the chart. Shades as needed, probably. Yeah, I think that's a roll.
And no focus on me, so I'm only defense 10 to shooting.
Oh no, we kind of do that already. We don't. We can blessing, so we don't need the blind. Actually, we just blessing. And then we ignore the rest of events. Needing force to hit. We can buy. Do we want Master of Rune in here? We're going to be a POW 14 weapon master essentially against you. So I saw 5. It's not a ton. Lilith is going to have to do some serious lifting too. She does have good crepitation.
It's almost the same as the other ones.
So if I Master of Ruin, I get rid of 1 attack, which is 5 damage, which means I get 3 attacks, which does 6 more damage. So maybe it doesn't make sense to Master of Ruin. I'm going to do it after. That'll help the shade potentially follow up. So I think we Master of Ruin here, and I think we have to go with Lilith first. Do we want Puppet Master on Lilith, or do we want Puppet Master on is the next one? Oh, yeah.
Okay. Looks like we've pivoted into the Kill the Phantasm turn.
It sounds like he's trying to get it done with ranged to a certain extent, or maybe just trying to put some chip damage in with ranged. I've heard some talk about Master of Ruin. I'm not sure who has Master of Ruin.
Atlas has Master of Ruin, but it eats one of their Fury. So the math on it can get a little weird sometimes if they're personally going in.
Yeah, and the 7-inch walk threat if he doesn't charge for the extra attack.
Which looks like it's in.
I think so, yeah.
No, we said Ageless. What am I talking about? Air and Puppet Master.
So Enrage and Pup Master on Ageless.
Lilith is gonna go.
Lilith will give Silence of Death, I'm assuming. As
I'd
well.
assume so.
It's, what always gets me is how big Lilith's model is. I always think she's a heavy.
You're not the only one to ever make that mistake. It's pretty common.
Especially when she's right next to Atlas and she's
Yeah.
bigger. Like
Bigger? Yeah, bigger.
I'm waiting for the Shadow Seraph.
That model's going to be like 12 inches tall.
I
like,
know, right?
3 to the 1. Second attack. He hits. Damage.
Yes. Yes, Jake. It was a Storm Forest. You know, you're welcome to rejoin us back on the cast. I don't know what happened. I had you with us. And I don't know if you could hear us or not, but I don't see you.
I see him in the backstage.
I don't see him in the backstage.
Oh, no, disappeared.
Yeah, he was in the backstage for a while, and then he disconnected.
There he is.
No, I don't see him. Urcaen, Kane, Beach Brawl, Peyton, James. I don't see what you mean by backstage. Oh, maybe. Oh, that's why, because I need to scroll down. No? There's nothing down. I don't see Jake Van Meter on here. He was on here earlier, but... Jake, to be fair, you are in chat, but you're not in the backstage. See, this is chat.
Try now. I see him there now.
We're at 6. We hit with a 6.
And then the one I got from you hitting.
We will Puppet Master that.
Well, I'm not chewing anything, and I haven't been for a while.
We hit with an 8.
But
This is a house.
I appreciate the heads up.
Does a good amount. 9 to the 2.
Ah, here's JVM.
Hello.
Hey,
Well,
Jake. Welcome back.
I added it to my.
So the reason I was asking about the Central Forest being a storm forest, because does Seraph go into the forest?
she did. I was thinking about that too.
That'll hit.
I
Because
think it
if
was
she
just
hadn't
a
run
misplay
or
on the
did any
player's part.
repositioning, yeah, I mean this is the bad and good thing about this type of terrain. So everybody is like demonizing 2D terrain, but 2D terrain you'd be able to clearly indicate what it is. They moved off the storm portion of this forest, so if Serapha went into the forest and then she repoed out, she'd only move 1 inch, so she'd be
That's
in
true.
there within charge range or if, whatever, maybe Atlas or something like that, and it would change the assassination run.
4 to the 2.
This is true.
Absolutely.
She would have also been in range to get Ricochet too from the shades at that point.
Yeah, the game would be vastly different.
We missed.
Did they already use blessing?
He forgot to use blessings.
Yeah, I didn't hear blessing.
On
Yeah.
Mike, and he missed twice because of it.
This one's gonna charge.
And to your point, Jake, I am a big fan of 2D terrain because I'd rather have a cleaner game than a prettier game. But that's just me.
There's a middle ground. You can have 3D terrain on 2D terrain, but the
Right.
2D you pick it up off the 2D terrain, and then it's a representation exactly of what the other thing was.
Right.
That's the cleanest way to make both people happy, because playing from just a competitive side, I want things to move as little as possible,
6 to the 1.
because it gets very frustrating mid-game when stuff starts getting bumped and moved.
Take a gunshot at you.
You mean like the
The wonderful
mean, like-
pylon in the lower left.
Yeah, the pylon.
That they no
Sure,
longer
not
there?
appearing in this table anymore. Pylon.
Roll that in here. Does 10 to the 1.
He's got 6 left.
Looks like this colossal might die, so it might not matter.
His gunshot hits. How is effectively 13, so that's minus 6.
Yep.
Does 3 more to the 6. Sorry, 2 more to the 6.
Oh yeah, it's almost dead.
Yeah, it's only got
It's
a
on
couple
1.
left.
Yeah.
Did Ike put up the Diviner Hydrix in order to incentivize the first colossal to come in, or the second
Yeah.
colossal to come in?
He put it up at an odd position and shot at the colossal that was up front, and Scylla had to finish it. And then the second colossal got the charge into a spot that could fight both the Diviner Hydrix and Scylla.
See, everything's right in the world. The colossal still died.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if he decides to go the assassination route, though, if Seraphil's hang out in the forest, maybe if Seraphil's hang out in the forest and the assassination runs failed, then the colossal still lives, right? So that may have actually, in a way, played out to Ryan's detriment, assuming Seraphil lives, which she might not.
And then now we'll pause. Yep. And then I'm going to score 1, 2,
The sacrificial quick fang unit.
3,
Yes.
4.
Yeah, they're all about the Guy Kruger.
Yeah, he's gonna place and wipe out 4 of them, and then like maybe shoot some 2 booster shots of the ones over the wall, and that's gonna be it for them probably.
It might just have done it. But I'm an idiot and I made a plan and then forgot the part of the book.
Ike's even talking about how he forgot the card.
Yep. No, he clearly even said he was gonna do it. I could hear him say he was gonna use a blessing on it and everything, but he just didn't when he actually got to it.
Okay.
So it looks to be pretty even on time. 9 minutes 16 for Eric, and when Ryan started his turn, it was right at 9 minutes. So
The problem is it's 2 and within 2. Can't tell on him.
oh, it looks like he just will kill all of them, even over the wall. Although I don't know that I would spend all this time on it. I guess you kind of have to, because you have to clear it.
Yeah, and they're going to be defense 18 in combat. So it's going to be hard for him to clear the last 2 if he doesn't get the pulse.
Keep their spares. Tier 1 adventure, so I can't run. No stealth. It's not the time to be double checking rules. Target friendly faction
Clock etiquette question. In the Steamroller packet, only the TO or judge can pause the clock, but the couple of tournaments I've been to, the games I've seen on YouTube, pause for scoring. As far as I understand, you can pause for scoring in between turns. I don't know if that's actually according to the rules or not, but that's the way I've always seen it played, or I've played it.
Yeah, that's how I've seen it played at every event I've gone to.
Yeah, the scoring itself, I think there's 1 or 2 scenarios where something moves that you're supposed to do on clock, but outside of that, the actual scoring itself is all off clock.
And then, what do things like Iron Gotten? Okay, yeah, so yeah. So outside of the scenarios where it specifically says that you need to move the things on the clock, it looks like pause for scoring. So there's going to be about an hour break after this game is over. That's what it looks like. The games will resume. Looks like. It looks like Brandon said that the forest was a regular forest, so they did not.
Okay.
Okay.
It very much looked like a stormy forest, but easily,
It did.
Yeah,
Those trees did look like lightning. Yep.
They did.
Take up a self-sacrifice.
Well, we're actually talking about the place blast.
Oh, whether it would hit him?
I misunderstood what Ryan said. He said definitely these 4 up here. And it was a PAL 13, so I picked them up, and then he rolled the damage here. So then it took
Did the master survive, I'm guessing?
So hold on.
Somehow?
I think he's
Take up, or are we talking about self-sacrifice?
Neither. We're talking about, is this guy within 2 of his blast? But I didn't realize that he was going to mark the.
Okay, but it might be moot.
Uh-oh.
Self-sac.
Self-sacrifice is the rule we're talking about.
Oh, I can't self-sacrifice.
Does self-sacrifice specify enemy attack? I believe it does.
It does.
We're talking about Kruger doing Path of Flames, right?
I see. So the point might be here. We gotta check something.
Also, for calling the judge over, you get to pause the clock,
This is not an attack.
which is why all my games always go over, because
This guy, I can't self-sacrifice.
I call the judge over for everything.
Now for the resolution of, we didn't know if this was in 2, and I picked him up before we got a chance to measure it.
Okay. Let me see if it's close enough.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. Was he touching the wall? Do you guys remember?
I thought he was close to the wall, but
I have no idea.
I was measuring it through the dude, and I was like, that looks really close. I'll have to check it. I was
A key thing to think about in this type of situation is when you're trying to do a specific action, game action that requires precise measurements, declaring your intent to your opponent, and then having him agree before moving.
Yes.
I thought that's what they did. To be fair, because he put the proxy base down and was measuring, and he took a long time to do it. So that's exactly what I thought was already happening. But it is definitely worth reiterating.
I didn't fully understand what you
This other guy is out.
I wasn't thinking about the takeout, and so I was, like I said, I was going to check this guy.
It's a very good way of replacing a wall.
This guy's definitely out. Agreed. Sorry. And then this guy is pretty far away. Obviously, there's no
I do like that wall that you can actually get stuff
right now, he's out.
between it, though.
Yeah.
That's really convenient.
Beforehand, now that you can recall whether he was touching the wall, I'm just gonna have to rule that he's out.
So I was, there was a model here. And because this model's in the way, I was doing this. And for me, it was too close to determine if he was in it. So he was measured and determined to be,
And you weren't
by me,
you weren't sure.
unable to determine. No, I wasn't sure.
I touched the model.
And so I was, like I said, I was going to wait for the guy to die and then do what you did, pick up the thing and see if it, whatever.
I touched the model.
Great sportsmanship. I appreciate that. Next time, anytime it's close like that, I'm here to make those calls. Feel free to call me.
Yeah, we didn't
because it sucks afterwards. I know nobody
we didn't mean to
anything
get to this
screwed up.
step.
I know,
Yeah.
obviously. But so Ike is saying he touched the model, so he's going to pick it up.
Well, yeah.
Is what he's saying?
Honestly, I can spray this guy for free. I'll throw a boosted spray at him.
Yeah. So whatever you guys agree on.
So he'd die. It doesn't. Yeah. Okay. Here, and I'll take another point, and then he's dead. What really matters is, can this guy hit his boosted 9? Because you're a 14? 14. Are we? Yeah. He's good. So PAL 12 Weapon Master. Tim.
There we go.
The stone wall continues to be in the way.
All's well that ends up
All is
killing
right
them.
in the world.
Oh, you know, quick things, ambushed and got to do nothing and then died. All was correct in the world.
Well, they did do something, and the something that they did was prevent 2 or 3 points from being scored, which is actually pretty awesome use for them. I mean, if you can prevent 3 points of your opponents being scored, that could be a game, right? Like,
They also ate 5 minutes of his clock.
Yeah.
true, yeah, and plus 5 minutes of clock, yeah. So that's true.
What was he shooting at?
He was
Shot at Aklis.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was shooting at Belagul or the Scion.
I think he's trying to remove the ability to score 50s, as Ryan no longer has the ability to score the 50s.
He's going to walk up here and recalibrate.
Right, and that way the only scoring of the 50s would be with casters, right?
Yeah.
It's a very good plan. I usually do that similarly with units because I find that a lot of my opponents have a big battle group and not a lot of units.
I'm a 5, I need a 9. Hits, boost damage. I'm a 14 off 2. 3. Take 7. 4. 3. 7. I'm going to try to buy. 9 and 5 hits a 14. I can't boost. Off 3. I'm at 14. Off 3. Take 5 to the 2.
You might get it. Oh, here come the guns.
7, I need a 7.
Does that gun only get 1 shot?
The sniper team? Yeah.
Yeah, they only have 1 shot.
I feel so spoiled.
I mean, these aren't heavy machine guns, guys. Come on, calm down.
Hey, some of us in this chat don't play Shadow Flame Shard. I'm not saying which one of us it is.
I have to kill him and score that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
What's the score right now?
I think it's 9.
I believe it's 10-9.
10-7 to 9, something like that. Yeah, it's very close. It's and Eric has the larger number.
Being down on clock and points here is pretty much a death sentence.
All right, well, really don't have a choice. I can't knock Atlas down.
Then his caster's just hanging out right next to a bunch of shades.
Yep.
What, you think Fortune Hunter is good?
It's their only job.
True.
That and to go contest and die.
Mm-hmm.
They are really good at contest and die.
They are.
Okay, so we'll walk.
Don't they have ambush as well?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes.
spray Atlas.
Risky.
Bold move, Cotton.
You got to do it though. He can't afford not to, in a way. There you go. He gets the crit.
12,
Yeah.
a 17 off 5, double damage is take 10.
Well, that's it.
Play 4 for a force hammer on this guy.
Look at this. 4 for a force hammer after all that. Standing next to the shades.
Missed anyway.
And misses it. Oh.
Oh boy.
She gets to repo, right? At least she gets to do that. Not that
It's
that's
a,
going to...
it's a spell off of her that gives the battle group repo or hit
Oh.
and run. Neither of which she can do at this point.
Oh, she's just hanging out in the forest, huh?
Just hanging out.
With no camp. In the middle of the table.
That second phantasm was nerve-wracking.
Oh, I think he called it. I would have made him roll it out.
The final score was 12-15 to Ike.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then a Hydrix I can actually boost up enough to get there. Atlas is not that good.
He needed the force hammer on the knight to score the last point to stay in the game.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, without that hitting that force hammer, he loses on scenario. Okay, gotcha.
You have repo. He has repo. I did a staggered Phantasm 1.
How does he lose on scenario if they're both scoring their own 40s?
I assume he was up 3 going into this turn. And we just missed the score.
Gotcha.
But they disagreed. The score was 12-15.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah. Well, Ryan has nothing contesting the middle, right? And you can't score it.
Atlas died. The model just didn't get picked up. That's his health grid showing
gotcha.
on the phone right now.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Well for the first round for straight.
No, it was great.
I think best I could do is this, and then I don't think that's
Round 2 is going to start at 2 o'clock.
No, maybe.
So lunch break.
Jump right back into another game. Round 2 is going to start at 2 o'clock. The stream is still
Alright, so
running to my
I am
knowledge.
going to end the stream.
The last
Unless
comment
you all
that
have
I
any
was camping is flowers.
late commentary for this one. I thought it was a pretty good game
I just
overall.
opened it up to look if the stream is still going and saw that comment. Thought I'd share. Yeah,
Did Lilith end up putting initial damage on the Phantasm in the forest? Is that what happened?
There was several
She-
gunshots taken, but
Yeah,
I think
she put up a cloud, silence, and took 3 pot shots at it.
all of which failed to crack armor because it was what it had the +2 from the battle engine,
Yeah.
right?
I
And
guess
then
in
it
that,
had
in that situation, if you're going to go all in on this Phantasm over here, and the only other real threat is the Phantasm on the left, on the upper side of the board, maybe she goes up, does everything, and takes the one crit stagger spray into him to stop him from being fully effective.
That's what I was anticipating as well. But he ended up going for a cloud wall plan instead.
When we're standing close enough where we have to stand close, the stagger becomes less scary to pull.
And if you didn't get the
Yeah, go up and crit stagger it, and then hit and run back. Get outside of the 14.
He had crit staggered the turn before.
And burned it, yeah.
To stop the gunshot and burn hit and run to stop gunshots. Which might have been premature.
And then I would not have crit staggered. I would not be within 12 of that thing.
right. Yeah. So given that he had crit staggered and hit and run the previous turn, probably the crit stagger plan, probably what his plan was the correct. But to Peyton's point, he should have just taken the gunshots from the Phantasm and then waited to steal the Phantasm and then stagger the second Phantasm for no retaliation, right? And that would have been game breaking.
But let me tell you, I'm a much better player watching than I am when I'm playing. So
Oh, me too.
Me too.
I am 800% better of a player when I'm watching than I am.
100% win rate when I watch.
That's right. I thought both players played very well.
Yeah, it's a great game.
But like I said, if unless you all have anything else that you want to say, I will jump back in here in. See, it's going on 4 now. I'm going to pause the stream for about 30 minutes or so, and then I'll jump back in here in about 30 minutes. And anybody that wants to jump in with me, feel free to do so. And hopefully we'll have pairings and all that other stuff as well. So.
Definitely. I'll be back in a little bit then.
All right.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Good.
Yeah.
Like it was, I was like, we just blessed. No big deal. Yeah.